As a teacher, do you ever wonder why sometimes your students just sit there with their heads on their desk? Why they aren't engaged? Do you ever worry that sometimes your lessons might just be a bit boring? Well, don't worry. There's a way to fix this. You need an interactive whiteboard.
Wow!
But those are really expensive. Who's going to pay for name brand electronic gear? I don't know. Well, they're also really bulky and they get in the way in class. What you need is a Wiimote Whiteboard.
I heard those were hard to make.
Not as hard as you think, as we show you how to make a Wiimote Whiteboard. So here's what you need. First, you need a Nintendo Wii remote. You can get these online or at any electronics store for about $40 a piece. Now this is the main component of your setup. The Nintendo Wii remote is what's going to allow your computer to track where your hand is moving. It's going to make it interactive. So the camera on the Wii remote tracks the infrared pen and is able to tell where the movements are. Next, you'll need your infrared pen. Now this is basically a source of infrared light that can be read by the Wii remote. You can make them yourself, and there's a link there how to do it, but believe me, we tried, and it is not worth the cost or the effort. It is so much easier to buy one yourself. And there's a few links up there where you can go and buy them. You'll find that the build quality of the ones you can buy is actually a lot higher than one you can make yourself as well. They can be found for about $10 a piece to $20 for the better quality ones, and they're a lot better than you could make yourself for around the same cost. So really, go to one of those websites and buy one of their pens. It's a much better deal. The next thing you need is software on your computer which allows the Wii Remote to interact with your computer. There's a lot of different options out there. The two main ones are Smoothboard and Wiimote Whiteboard. And we decided to use Smoothboard in this one, but the other options are just as good. Now these are all available free and online. There's a huge community that are really interested in making sure the software is available to anybody who needs it. Later on, we'll be showing you how you can install and download your own copy of this software. So the next thing you'll need is a Bluetooth connection for your computer. Now most laptops these days come with that built in. But if you're working from a desktop, if your laptop doesn't have it, you can find them in many stores, just tiny little USB adapters. They plug into your computer and they give your computer a Bluetooth connection. I put a link up here where you can find one for $1.85, including free shipping. So they're not expensive and they're not hard to get. Now what the Bluetooth connection does is it allows the Wii Remote to actually communicate with the computer. It allows that connection to be formed. And in a bit we'll be showing how you can actually create that connection with Bluetooth. The final thing you need is a digital projector. Now, I don't know where you can buy these ones in particular because there's just so many different models, so many options available. This is definitely the most expensive part of the setup, but thankfully it's the one that your school is most likely to have already. A lot of schools already have these to show PowerPoints and other projected images. Now we're going to show you how to do the physical setup of all these components. We're going to show you how to put it all together and get it working. So we've got a bit of an overview here of what it's going to look like when it's finished. You've got your laptop, you've got the Wii Remote, your projector, and your projector and Wii Remote should be pointing at the screen you want your image or screen to be projected on. So we've just used a blank wall here. So you need to install your Smoothboard software. This is the software we talked about earlier. It's what's going to allow you to have your computer be able to recognize that you have the Wii Remote connected. So you go to www.smoothboard.net and they've got a lot of information here, but what you want is your download button. You download the file, and then once it's downloaded, you'll run the exe file that downloads. This is software that will install Smoothboard on your computer. So you go through the regular download process just like you would with any other piece of software. You'll notice they've got a lot of different languages here. You can have it in English, French, German, Serbian, whatever you want. We will choose English for our install, obviously, because this video is in English. And go through their user license agreement if you wish. You can continue on, choose whether or not you want shortcuts installed, and choose your destination folder. It installs quickly and easily. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bring it up and run it quickly. You can see in Windows 7 it just appears automatically on your applications list. And we'll boot it up, and then once it appears we'll click on the Continue Unregistered Version. Now we're going to talk about physically connecting the Wiimote to your computer. So you want to open up your computer's control panel and find Devices and Printers. If you click on that, it'll open up your device settings, and you want to find the place that says Add a Device in the top left corner there, and you'll click on it to add your Wiimote device. Now it's searching for your device here, and what you want to do is you want to pick up your Wiimote, and you want to press down on the 1 and 2 buttons simultaneously at the bottom of your Wiimote. You want to hold these buttons until the blue lights are flashing, and this means that your Wiimote is trying to find your computer. So you'll see here it's got an input device that appeared in our computer, which is our Nintendo controller. That's exactly what we want. So we'll select it from the list, hit Next, and the computer will start connecting to the device. Now this might take a little while to actually do, and it might have to install a couple drivers when it's going, but this option should come up, and the button you want to click on is the bottom one, Pair Without a Code. You don't require a secure connection for your Wii Remote because it's not really like a phone or something that would have personal information on it. It doesn't matter if people can access information on it because there's nothing for them to access. So again, it'll take a few seconds. There's the device driver software being installed. But eventually you'll get the device has been successfully added to this computer. That's a great sign. It means our Wiimote Whiteboard is usable and ready to go. So now we have the Bluetooth connected, the software installed, we're ready to get our total setup. So you can see here the projector is plugged into the computer, and you want to make sure that your Wiimote, when it's connected, is pointing in the same direction as your projector, which should be pointing at your screen, or in this case, the wall. When Smoothboard is connected, you want to click on Learn Wiimotes. This will allow Smoothboard to realize that a particular Wiimote is connected. You then want to click on Launch Smoothboard to get it up and running. When it's running, you want to click on Quick Calibration. This allows the Wiimote to tell where the infrared source is coming from. So you'll touch each of the targets with your pen. You have to make sure that this is as accurate as possible, because this process ensures that the place that you write on the projected image is the place that gets written on the computer. Now that you have a properly calibrated infrared pen and you've got the software installed and ready to go, you can start teaching really interesting and interactive lessons using your new Wiimote Whiteboard touch